Welcome back to Mom Wife Career Life. It's your girl Carrie, and I realized that I never actually do introduce myself on this show. I guess I just assume everyone knows who I am when you click that listen to button, but I am your host, Carrie. And if you're listening to this in real time, yep, it is May. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around that too because time is just flying by. I feel like I say that every week, but really, literally every week is going faster than the last. And of course, with May comes Mental Health Awareness Month, which is something I deeply care about. You know, I'm all about helping you create more balance in your life. And balance isn't just about time, it's about reducing your stress, easing the overwhelm, and really making room for self care because all of that directly supports a healthier, more grounded mental state. And I know I talk about mornings a lot on the show because let's be honest, how your morning goes, it really sets the tone for your day. And even if you have a solid routine in place, once your kids wake up, all bets are off. You've got someone who can't find their shoes, a toddler insisting on wearing rain boots in 80-degree weather, another one crying over the wrong cereal, and you're trying to slap on mascara with a granola bar hanging out of your mouth. I see you, I was you. And that's what I want to talk about today. What if we could shift from morning meltdowns, whether it's theirs or your own, to something that actually feels kind of good? Not perfect and not spa music and green juice, but better, calmer, happier, even if you're not a morning person. So today I'm sharing 10 simple ways to be able to stay calm in the morning, even amongst the chaos. And if you're really craving more structure and sanity in the mornings, make sure you get on my wait list for my upcoming Morning Made Simple workshop. It's all about helping you build mornings that actually work for the season of life that you're in. No shame, no overwhelm, just a doable system that creates more peace. You can get the link in the show notes. I'd love to have you in my first round. All right, let's dive in. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Even if you've got a good solid morning routine, the clothes laid out, lunch is packed, alarm set, it can all seriously unravel the second those tiny humans wake up and start throwing those crazy curveballs. So today's episode is all about what to do in those moments, how to stay calm when the morning is already off the rails. So let's get into it. First, pause before you pounce. You feel the tension rising. Your mouth opens to yell, but instead, stop. Close your eyes for like 3 seconds. Take a deep breath. Let your belly expand. That breath creates space between the chaos and your reaction. Even if it's just a beat, it helps you respond rather than react. And honestly, that pause can be the difference between you snapping at your kids and showing up with calm. I know this sounds silly, but even just whispering or saying into your head as you're taking that breath, I am the calm in the storm. Try it. We went through a little bit of a rough morning patch a month ago where getting the girls up for school was really tough. The beginning of the year, I started off great. I had them up and out by 7:20 in the morning. I had time to get them to school, then back home. I'd be able to get a workout in before I had to log in at 8 a.m. But somehow over the school year, our morning routine got completely thrown off. And as the months went on, they were getting out of bed later and later. And they were like getting out of bed at the time that I would normally bring them to school. And after the 4th time of trying to wake them up in the morning, it's really easy to fall into crazy screaming mom mode. And I'm not going to lie, there were days when I absolutely was that mom. But what I found was that if I took a deep breath before I went in the room for the 5th time and met them with calm, but absolutely with urgency because I still needed them out of the house, I had a much better chance of getting them motivated and out on time, better than the days when I showed up as that screaming mom. Number 2, narrate the chaos like a sportscaster. Hear me out on this one. When the morning spirals into full-on kid chaos, try stepping out of that stress and into more of like a narrator role. Channel your inner sportscaster and describe what's happening like a life event. Like, we've got a last-minute sock strike on the field. Mom approaches with unmatched backups. Will she maintain composure? She's reaching for the coffee. It's anyone's game. I know it probably sounded ridiculous, and your kids may just roll their eyes, but guess what? You might actually get a laugh, and that laugh can really break the tension and reset the morning. Humor releases that pressure. It helps you zoom out and become an observer instead of getting so emotionally swept up in the morning madness. And sometimes that little giggle makes all the difference and helps everyone calm down. Number 3, set the tone. You're the thermostat. You know how a thermostat sets the temperature for the room? That's you in your household, especially in the morning. Your energy, it really influences everyone else. If you're anxious, snapping, and rushing around like your hair's on fire, your kids are going to absorb that energy. They may not understand why the energy feels off, but they're going to start reacting to it with meltdowns, resistance, bickering. It becomes a domino effect. But when you stay steady, even when there's spilled juice, missing homework, or someone's crying over the wrong breakfast, you really become the anchor in the chaos. And that doesn't mean pretending everything's fine or bottling up your feelings. It just means you're choosing not to ride that emotional roller coaster that your kids might be on. And this is actually emotional leadership in action, and you're modeling emotional regulation to your kids, which is such an important skill set. And yes, it is absolutely hard, especially when you've got work stress waiting for you and you're trying to get everyone out of the door by a certain time so you're not late for work. But even saying something like, hey, I know it's a crazy morning, but we're okay. We got this. Something that simple can really immediately soften the energy in the room. It reassures your kids and really reminds you that you don't have to match the chaos. You could really redirect it. And you don't need perfect mornings. You just need to be that calm that your family can lean on when everything else feels crazy. Number 4, this is my absolute favorite trick of the morning. Use music to shift the mood. We are all about music in this house. A good playlist can really override the whining, the bickering, the sluggish vibes in the morning. Whatever gets your kids in a good mood, play it. When my kids were little, it was Disney music. When they were a little older, it was Taylor Swift. Nowadays, our go-to is the soundtrack from Hamilton because it's absolutely brilliant. But let your kids join in. Let it be silly. Let it be loud. You're not aiming for calm silence. You're aiming for joyful energy. And let your kids pick the music so that way they feel more involved. And it's something that they end up arguing over. Then you can assign specific days that each kid gets to be the morning DJ, which is a perfect segue into number 5. Number 5, assign morning roles. So if your kids are little or younger elementary school age kids, this is more for you than for those teenage moms because you'll get the eye rolls with this one. But give your kids roles and responsibilities in the morning. Like you could let one be the morning DJ, one be the lunchbox checker, another can be the timekeeper to make sure you get out the door on time. Giving them those little jobs shifts their energy from being a chaos contributor to being a morning helper. And that shift really helps you too because it reduces the load on you in the morning and it can really help build their confidence. Number 6, pick one thing to let go of. You can't control it all. You were never supposed to. So ask, what's one thing I could let go of today? Maybe you care too much about what your kids picked out to wear. So what if their socks don't match? Let it go. They want to bring that toy to school, but you don't want them to lose it. Let them. Let them bring it, but tell them they have to leave it in their backpack. Maybe you want to be exactly on time. To me, being on time is late, so I like to be early. But don't stress over being late or cutting into your personal time before work. Although it's hard when it's your self-care time. I feel you. That is my workout time, but we're all just trying to do our best. And if you're late to work one day or you miss your workout, try to let it go. Letting go of one thing helps you make space for you. Number 7, ground yourself physically. You know that moment when your jaw clenches and your shoulders tighten and you're about this close to snapping? You know what I'm talking about. It's like one of those old cartoons where the character turns red from the toes up and then the legs and the chest and the face until their head is about to explode. Yep, that exact moment. When you feel your head about to explode, take a breath, take a pause, and try to bring your body back into the moment with something as simple as planting your feet firmly on the floor, running cold water over your hands, place a hand on your chest and take a couple of deep breaths, or even just shake your body out. These small shifts can really help calm your nervous system really fast so you can respond with calm instead of adding to the chaos. Which brings us to number 8, speak calm into the chaos. The words you say to your kids and to yourself, they really do matter. And I know this is hard sometimes because you get emotional and you speak with emotion, but start trying to come up with scripts in your head. Like, We're a team. Let's figure this out together. It's okay to feel frustrated. We're going to get through the morning. This morning doesn't define our whole day. I tell myself that all the time. But even if your kids don't respond right away, your words become that emotional script that they're going to absorb over time. And again, this works great with littles. You might get the eye roll from the teens, but I promise you, they're absorbing it too. Number 9, make eye contact and use gentle touch. Sometimes chaos escalates because our kids feel disconnected. So try this. Pause, get to their eye level, put maybe a gentle hand on their back or shoulder, and say something like, hey, buddy, I know it's a tough morning, but we're going to figure it out. That human connection cuts through all the noise and reminds them and you that we're all on the same team. And yes, this one only works with the littles. If I tried to do this with my teens, I would get the eye roll and they would probably tell me I'm cringing to go away. And side note, 1 is at my eye level and 2 are above. So once they're above your eye level, this probably won't work very well. But I do have one that a hug makes everything better. So sometimes when her morning isn't going well, all I have to do is put my arms out and she comes right to me, and that hug does wonders for her and for me. So it also comes down to knowing what your kids like and what they don't like. And last but not least, number 10, remind yourself this is a season, not a sentence. When the mornings are messy, when someone's crying, someone else is refusing to put on pants, or you're late for work, it can really feel like this is just how life is. But hear me now. This is just a season. It's not a sentence. The spilled milk, the breakfast tantrums, the shoeless sprints to the car, they're not forever. And when you're in the thick of it, your nervous system might be screaming, make it stop, but your soul can whisper back, this is a hard moment, not a hard life. This season, the preschooler who wants mommy to butter the toast, not daddy, the big kid who always forgets their water bottle, the car seat battles and the where's my lunchbox panic, it's going to change. You're going to blink and someone will be tying their own shoes, packing their own backpack, driving themselves to school. I'm a couple of months away from that. Although, you know what? It does free up my mornings to work out, so I might like that one. And while you won't miss the spilled Cheerios and the morning chaos, you might miss the sound of those little feet running into the kitchen, those little fingers under the bathroom door. You might miss being needed by your kids. So instead of fighting this season, try to soften into it. You don't have to love every second, but you can survive it with more peace when you remember it won't always be like this. You're not stuck. You're not failing. You're just in it, and you're doing it absolutely beautifully. And I did want to add 2 bonus tips for after the kids are at school or at daycare, and that crazy part of the morning is behind you, and you're either headed home to work or moving on to your commute to work. And the first tip is you can still hit that reset button. Mid-morning is still morning. Just because your morning started off messy doesn't mean the whole day is absolutely ruined. Give yourself that permission to reset. Maybe once the kids are dropped off, you can grab a cup of coffee at Starbucks. You could sit in your driveway and take a few deep breaths in the car, or play your favorite song on your way to work and sing it out loud in the car. Don't allow one chaotic hour to ruin your entire day. And second, try to laugh about it later or now if you can. Sometimes the best way to shift your mood is to really find humor in the chaos. Snap that mental picture, text your bestie, and see who had the worst morning. You could really make each other laugh or commiserate. So there you have it. 10 simple ways and 2 bonus tips to help you stay grounded when your morning goes sideways. None of these tips require perfection. They really just require you to be present. And I want you to remember, even if you don't nail it today, even if you lose your cool or you forget that field trip form, you can always repair. You can always reset. You can always begin again. You're not failing. You are mothering in real time with real emotions and with real love. And that's more than enough. And as always, give yourself grace. If this episode gave you a little peace or made you laugh at your own chaos, would you do me a favor? I would be so grateful if you could share it with a fellow mom who might need the same. And if you want more tips like this one, head on over to our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. If you don't already follow the show, hit a second and hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life, Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life, or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.